I am a Stuart Skinner defender till the day I die. The Oilers win 2-1 over the Seattle Kraken, and let's jump right into the post-game recap because this game was, I wouldn't call it a pretty win, but a win is a win. Edmonton gets the 2 points. They leapfrog Vegas for second in the Pacific Division, and that is terrific heading into tomorrow's matchup against Pittsburgh. But before we even get to that, let's talk about the game. In the first period, there's a save for Skinner off a Nuge turnover early in the game. Skinner then robbed Eberle, who he ended up robbing a couple times in this game. Skinner needs to stop playing the puck behind the net, though, because he came out a couple times in that first period to play the puck to a defender, and he would wait too long, and then Seattle would just end up taking it for scoring chances. So Skinner, please stop playing the puck. You are not Mike Smith. Oilers were a little too loose 8 minutes in. The Nurse-CC pair was driving me nuts. The Kraken get a power play. CC doesn't clear the puck. Nurse then ends up taking a penalty because of it. Oilers didn't make the kill. There was some missed passes and no-look passes. There was lack of shooting from Edmonton's part. Oilers with their scheduled slow start, as I called it. You just love to see that. Nuge line was hemmed in for a bit. Skinner was at 10 saves with 4 minutes to play in the period. Hyman drew a late power play. Grubauer robbed Draisaitl on a one-timer. The power play was 0 for 1 at the end of the first. Luckily for Edmonton, they were not down this time. Score is 0-0. The shots were 10-8 for Seattle, and the expected goals were 1.3 to 0.35 in favor of the Kraken. One of Edmonton's worst periods in a while. The CC Nurse pairing after one had an expected goals for percentage of 4%. You would love to see it. Skinner was looking very sharp, I wrote in my notes, and he ended up playing a very good game today. Second period, first time in 8 games that Edmonton did not surrender the first goal in the first period. So congratulations, Edmonton Oilers. You didn't give up the first goal in the first period for the first time in 8 games. We are so happy for you. Hyman was tripped with no calls. Skinner with several good saves in succession. McDavid was then stopped by Grubauer. Skinner had a good save on Jaden Schwartz. Grubauer had a good save on Evander Kane, who I actually thought had a pretty good game today. Him and Corey Perry looked pretty engaged. That was nice to see. Draisaitl then makes it 1-0, his 30th goal of the season. Great pass by McDavid to find him there. Oilers were starting to press for a bit. Perry drew a power play for Edmonton with 5:07 to play. Draisaitl was tripped on the power play at the blue line. There was no call because, of course, they're not going to give Edmonton a 5-on-3. Why would the refs ever give Edmonton a 5-on-3? Oilers power play ended up 0 for 2. They didn't really get any good looks, and that's where they would finish the night. They did not get another power play. Skinner made a good save on Tatar. Nurse CC kind of just standing around. CC missed another clearing attempt just a few seconds earlier. And that pairing, as I mentioned earlier, I did not like how they played today. End of 2, 1-0 Edmonton. The shots were 17-16 in favor of the Oilers, and the expected goals were 1.65 to 0.80 in favor of Seattle. So Seattle still had the edge in expected goals, but Edmonton did have a lead heading to the third period. Edmonton had a better period. Low event hockey. Boring, yes, but effective, absolutely. In the third, the Oilers, they are 17-3-0 when leading after 2. Perry and Kane have had a good game so far to this point. Fourth line with a good shift. Brown had a good takeaway in the neutral zone. I actually thought Connor Brown had one of his better games today. It's only a matter of time before he ends up finding the back of the net, I promise. He had a shift later in the period with Draisaitl that was a really good shift. I was hoping he was going to score. Kulak made it 2-0 after McCann was robbed by Skinner just a couple minutes earlier. It was possibly tipped by Draisaitl, but I don't think Draisaitl got a piece of it, so we'll give that goal to Kulak. Ekholm just missed off a nice feed from McDavid. With 8 minutes to play, Nuge took a holding penalty Seattle power play. Tolvanen blasts one off the post, and then Tolvanen eventually would get the puck back later in the power play and buried it. It went off of Darnell Nurse's leg, who doesn't quite get in the shooting lane enough to block it. He was in that half standing, half laying down position, just kind of in front of Stuart Skinner. And I wrote, you either commit to the block or get out of the way, Darnell Nurse. For the love of God. Grubauer barely saves one off McDavid. Man, if McDavid had been able to score there, that would have been nice. Fogle, Nuge, Janmark had a good shift, and then Draisaitl, Brown, and Ryan with 2 good chances. Top line were eating some clock late in the third period. The Kraken pulled Grubauer with 1:40 to play. Draisaitl hauled down McCann, penalty with 53 seconds left. Skinner robbed Tolvanen, and then he robs Eberle. Skinner absolutely steals the game at the end for Edmonton. End of the third period, 2-1 Oilers. Shots were 26-26, and the expected goals were 2.9 to 1.9 in favor of the Kraken. My personal 3 stars today. Third star, I had Brett Kulak. He had a goal. Second star, Leon Draisaitl, 1 goal, 1 assist. I'm glad that penalty at the end of the third did not come back to haunt the team. And my first star was Stuart Skinner, who had 25 saves. He had 1.9 goals save above expected and a .965 save percentage. Up next for the Edmonton Oilers is the Pittsburgh Penguins tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time against the Penguins. As I just said, I don't know why I mentioned that twice. What did you guys think about the game today? Do you think Edmonton needs to play a little bit better? Do you think low event hockey is good? It's nice to see Edmonton win one of these 1-goal, low-scoring games. They had been giving up a ton of goals recently, but this is now 3 games in a row where they've given up 2 goals or less. So 1, Skinner's finding his game. 2, it seems like the team defensively is also starting to get more structured, which is really nice to see. And when the structure breaks down, Stuart Skinner has been there to make the big stops. I was very happy with Stuart Skinner's game. Overall, I wasn't very impressed with how the offense played, but they did just enough to get the win. And we'll see how Edmonton plays against a very fast-paced Penguins team that is going to be fighting for their playoff lives tomorrow night. Anyways, guys, that's it for me in the post-game recap. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you guys want to see daily Oilers content, I upload every single day on this channel, so make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe. That goes a long way in supporting, and I will see you tomorrow for the pre-game report between the Oilers and Penguins. And yeah, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.